Chosen one. There are seasons when life feels uncertain, when the silence feels overwhelming, and when you wonder if your prayers have been heard at all. You have endured moments where you questioned your path, your strength, and your purpose. Yet deep down, you've always known there was something greater being written for you. The struggles you've carried, the storms you've survived, and the endurance you've shown were never random. They were part of preparation. And now, there is a stirring in the spirit, a signal that the silence is about to break. You are on the edge of revelation, the moment where God begins to uncover what He has wanted you to see all along. Before I take you deeper, I want you to pause with me. This message is not random. It has reached you at the exact time you needed to hear it. Stay with me until the end, because there are specific, powerful words prepared for you there that could change how you see everything in your life. And as you receive this, I invite you to release your energy into the universe by writing your most heartfelt wishes in the comments, sealing them with the number 777. This is not just an action, it's a declaration of faith, a vibration of alignment, a way to say, I'm ready to receive. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so that you remain connected to these messages, because what is unfolding in your life is not just about one moment. It is about walking in clarity, step by step. Chosen one, when God reveals, it is not always in the way you expect. Sometimes His revelations come through whispers, other times through disruptions. Sometimes He shows you what you long to see, and other times He reveals what you've been avoiding. But the one thing that is always true is this: revelation brings clarity. It strips away illusions. It uncovers hidden truths. It exposes what has been concealed, and it highlights the path forward. And the season you are entering now is one of unveiling. Look back for a moment. Think of the cycles you've been through, the repeated challenges, the lessons that seemed to come again and again. They weren't there to punish you. They were there to prepare you. God often uses repetition to catch your attention, to say, there is something here you must see before you can move forward. And the fact that you are here now, listening to these words, is proof that the time for revelation has come. The lessons have been absorbed, the preparation has been completed, and now the unveiling begins. But revelation is not just about receiving answers. It is about readiness. God reveals when you are strong enough to handle the truth. He reveals when your spirit has matured enough to carry the weight of what He shows you. He reveals when the timing is perfect for your life to shift. That's why the waiting has been so long, why the silence has been so heavy. It wasn't neglect. It was protection. Because some truths, if revealed too soon, could have crushed you instead of lifted you. But now, chosen one, you are ready. Your heart is steady, your faith is rooted, your spirit is strong. And so, the unveiling begins. You may notice that things in your life have already started to shift. Conversations are exposing hidden motives. Situations are revealing their true nature. People are showing their real faces. Opportunities are clarifying themselves as either blessings or distractions. These are not random occurrences. These are revelations. God is pulling back the veil, not to overwhelm you, but to free you. Because once you see clearly, you cannot be manipulated. Once you know the truth, you cannot be deceived. Once the light shines, the darkness loses its grip. This is why the enemy has fought you so fiercely, why confusion and doubt have been your constant companions. Because the last thing darkness wants is for you to see clearly. They know that once God reveals what you need to know, you will never move the same again. You will walk differently. You will choose differently. You will speak differently. You will carry yourself with authority, because knowledge and clarity cannot be taken from you once they've been given. That is why this moment is sacred. It is not just another message. It is the unfolding of a truth you were destined to receive. So, chosen one, open your heart. Quiet your fears. Prepare your spirit. Because the revelations that are coming will not only answer your questions, they will redirect your steps. They will show you who truly stands with you and who does not. They will highlight what deserves your energy and what has been draining it. They will confirm what has been whispered to your spirit all along. And as these truths are revealed, you will realize that everything you've been through has been leading to this very moment. Chosen one. One of the most powerful truths you will come to understand is that revelation rarely comes dressed in comfort. More often, it arrives clothed in endings, disruptions, and shifts that shake the very ground beneath you. We imagine revelation as a gentle whisper of answers, but in reality, God often reveals through removal. He closes doors that you kept knocking on. He pulls people away who were never truly for you. He disrupts situations you thought were secure. And while in the moment it feels like loss, it is in fact the greatest gift of clarity you could ever receive. Think back to the relationships that ended suddenly. At the time, you grieved. You felt abandoned, betrayed, or even punished. But look closer now. Haven't you noticed that their absence allowed you to grow? Haven't you realized that their departure freed you from cycles that would have drained you? What you thought was rejection was revelation. God was showing you their true heart, their true intentions, and their inability to walk with you into the next chapter of your life. You didn't lose them. They were removed so that you could gain clarity. The same is true of opportunities. How many times have you pushed for something only to find it slipping from your hands? A job, a deal, a connection. It seemed perfect, yet it fell apart, and you were left wondering why. But chosen one, those doors did not close because you were unworthy. They closed because they were never meant for you. They would have tied you to environments that stunted your growth or entangled you in battles you weren't supposed to fight. The collapse was the revelation. God was saying, "This is not where you belong." Revelation also comes through redirection. Sometimes you will feel an unexplainable pull away from something familiar. It may not make sense to your logic, but your spirit begins to feel restless. You sense that a season is ending, even if nothing around you has changed yet. That restlessness is revelation. It is God nudging you toward what is next, even before you see it clearly. And if you resist, the discomfort will only grow stronger until you can no longer ignore it. Chosen one, this is not punishment. It is guidance. You are being redirected because your destiny is too important to remain stuck where you don't belong. And perhaps the hardest revelation of all is exposure. There are moments when people's masks fall off, when hidden motives are revealed, when secrets come to light. It hurts. It shakes your trust. It makes you question everything. But chosen one, exposure is mercy. It is God revealing the truth before greater harm could come. The pain of seeing someone's true colors is temporary, but the clarity it brings is permanent. Once you know, you cannot unknow. And though it may hurt now, it saves you from wounds you would have carried far longer had the truth remained hidden. Chosen one, you must learn to see these endings and exposures not as random misfortunes, but as revelations. Every closed door was an answer. Every departure was clarity. Every disruption was protection. You prayed for guidance, and this is how it arrives. Not always softly, but always purposefully. God reveals not to hurt you, but to free you. He pulls back the veil so that you can stop pouring energy into what was never aligned with you in the first place. And here is the deeper truth. Revelation is never about taking something away from you. It is about making room for what is meant for you. You cannot step into the new while clinging to the old. You cannot receive clarity while holding on to illusions. That's why revelation often feels like loss. It is the dismantling of illusions, the breaking apart of false securities, the exposure of what cannot remain. And though it hurts, it is the greatest act of love. Because once you see clearly, you are no longer bound. Once you see the truth, you are free to walk forward with confidence, no longer deceived by appearances or trapped in cycles. So, chosen one, do not fear endings. Do not resist redirections. Do not fight against exposure. These are not signs that you are being punished. They are proof that revelation is unfolding. They are evidence that God is pulling you closer to truth, aligning you with clarity, and preparing you for what comes next. And the moment you stop grieving the loss and start recognizing the revelation, everything changes. You begin to see that you are not being abandoned. You are being guided. You are not being punished. You are being protected. And the very things you thought were breaking you are actually freeing you. Chosen one. Revelation is not always loud. It does not always come as a dramatic voice thundering from the skies, or as a life-shaking event that turns everything upside down. More often, revelation whispers. It nudges. It stirs quietly in your spirit until you cannot ignore it anymore. God knows that subtle guidance often reaches deeper than loud commands, because when you learn to listen to whispers, your spirit becomes sensitive, sharp, and aligned. And this is one of the most overlooked ways that He reveals. Through your own intuition, your inner knowing, and the synchronicities that weave themselves into your days. Think about the times you had a feeling, an unexplainable urge to go a different way, to delay a decision, to distance yourself from a person. At the time, you couldn't rationalize it. You didn't have evidence or proof. Yet, when you followed that nudge, you later saw how it protected you. That is revelation. That is God speaking through the channel of intuition, guiding you with clarity that bypasses logic. And chosen one, the more you learn to honor that inner knowing, the stronger it becomes. Your intuition is not random. It is one of the most powerful gifts given to you as a chosen one. It's a compass that points you toward alignment and away from destruction. And every time you ignore it, you feel the consequences, a heaviness, a misstep, an outcome that could have been avoided. But every time you listen, you see how perfectly things fall into place, even when you didn't understand at first. This is revelation in its quietest form, the whisper that says, "This is the way, walk in it." Synchronicities are another channel of revelation. Have you noticed repeating numbers, like 1111, 333, or 777, appearing again and again? Have you experienced moments where a song played at the exact time you needed its message? Or perhaps a stranger said something that felt like it was meant directly for you? These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They are divine fingerprints, subtle reminders that you are being guided, that you are seen, and that nothing in your life is truly random. Chosen one, pay attention to these alignments. The text message that comes at just the right time, the opportunity that appears when you were about to give up, the door that opens exactly when you stopped pushing. These are revelations disguised as ordinary moments. But to those who are awake, they are undeniable signs of divine orchestration. God reveals His will not just through what He says, but through how everything around you begins to align when you are on the right path. And then, there are dreams. Have you noticed how, in certain seasons, your dreams become more vivid, more detailed, more direct? Dreams are one of the oldest channels of revelation. They bypass the noise of your conscious mind and speak directly to your spirit. Sometimes they bring encouragement, sometimes they bring warnings, and sometimes they bring clarity about what is to come. Pay attention to them, chosen one. Write them down, reflect on them. They often carry truths that will make sense later, when events begin to unfold. But perhaps the most profound channel of revelation is the inner peace that arrives when you make the right decision. Peace is not just a feeling, it is confirmation. When you step into alignment, peace floods your spirit, even if the path is difficult. But when you step out of alignment, confusion and heaviness quickly follow. This is revelation. It is God saying, "Yes, this is the way," or "No, this is not for you." And chosen one, learning to follow peace will guide you more clearly than any external sign ever could. What you must understand is that revelation is a constant flow. It is not limited to dramatic events or major life shifts. It is woven into your everyday life. The challenge is not whether God is speaking. The challenge is whether you are listening. Demons work overtime to cloud your mind with distractions, noise, and doubt, because they know that if you learn to recognize revelation, their power over you is broken. Once you can hear the whispers, see the signs, and trust the nudges, you cannot be deceived anymore. Chosen one, this is why you've always felt different. Why you notice things others overlook. Why you sense what others dismiss. Why you often know the truth before it is revealed. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is revelation. It is God's way of ensuring you stay one step ahead of what tries to harm you. And though others may mock it, though they may call it paranoia or overthinking, you know better. Because time and again, your intuition has proven itself right. Time and again, the signs have led you correctly. Time and again, the whispers have protected you. So lean into it. Honor it. Trust it. The more you do, the louder revelation becomes. The path becomes clearer. The timing becomes sharper. And you begin to walk not in confusion, but in certainty. This is the life of the chosen one, guided, protected, aligned, and constantly awakened by the revelations that God is pouring out. Chosen one of the greatest gifts of revelation is how it uncovers the truth about the people and environments around you. For so long, you have carried hearts that didn't match your own, trusted faces that were wearing masks, and poured your energy into places that could never truly honor it. This is why the revelation unfolding now is so powerful. God is about to show you what has been hidden, not just within yourself, but in those who surround you. And though it may shake you, it will also free you. Have you ever looked back at someone you once trusted and realized all the signs were there, but you just didn't see them? The subtle lies, the small inconsistencies, the uneasy feeling in your spirit. Yet you ignored them because your heart wanted to believe the best. This is why revelation is necessary. It is God's way of saying, no more illusions, no more blindness. It's time for you to see clearly. And when He reveals, the masks fall. The hidden motives come into the light. The people who said they were for you show where their true loyalty lies. Chosen one, this can be painful. Because sometimes the ones revealed are the closest to you. Sometimes it's the friend you thought you could trust, the partner you believed in, the family member you leaned on. But as painful as it is, exposure is not meant to harm you. It's meant to protect you. Better to know the truth now than to be destroyed by lies later. Better to lose false loyalty than to be trapped in deception. Better to grieve the loss of an illusion than to build your future on a foundation of betrayal. And revelation doesn't only apply to people. It applies to environments too. There are places you've outgrown, circles you no longer belong in, and atmospheres that suffocate your spirit instead of feeding it. Maybe you've noticed it already. The conversations no longer inspire you. The energy feels heavy. The alignment feels off. That's revelation. God is showing you that not every place can carry your destiny, and not every room deserves your presence. When you feel that restlessness, it's not by accident. It's clarity, calling you higher. You may also begin to see situations for what they truly are. The job that looked stable but was draining your soul. The partnership that looked promising but was never equal. The opportunities that looked shiny but carried hidden costs. Revelation strips away the glamour and reveals the truth underneath. And though it may change how you see things, it also saves you. Because once you see the truth, you can no longer be manipulated by appearances. You can no longer be swayed by flattery or fooled by disguises. Chosen one, this is why discernment is so crucial in this season. Demons will always try to disguise themselves in what looks appealing. They will try to attach themselves to your blessings, hide in your circle, and drain you while pretending to support you. But revelation exposes them before they can do damage. The conversations you overhear, the sudden shift in someone's energy, the truth that comes out unexpectedly. These are not accidents. They are revelations. They are God's way of pulling the curtain back so that you know who is truly for you and who is not. And yes, it will hurt. But remember this: you prayed for clarity. You asked to be aligned with truth. You longed for authenticity. And this is the answer. The removal, the exposure, the ending. It's not cruelty. It's clarity. It's not rejection. It's protection. It's not punishment. It's preparation. God is not taking from you. He is freeing you. He is revealing so you can walk forward without illusions, without anchors, without hidden enemies disguised as friends. The freedom of revelation is this: once you see the truth, you cannot go back. Once you know, you cannot unknow. Once the light shines, the darkness loses its grip. And while this clarity may feel heavy in the moment, it will lighten your journey for the rest of your life. Because now, you will choose differently. You will move wisely. You will walk with eyes open, no longer deceived by appearances but guided by truth. So, chosen one, do not fear exposure. Do not cling to illusions. Do not mourn what was revealed as false. Instead, thank God for the clarity. Thank Him for pulling the curtain back. Thank Him for showing you who belongs and who does not. Because in this new season, you cannot afford to carry deception. You cannot afford to be drained by false loyalty. You cannot afford to waste your energy on what is not aligned. Revelation is your gift, and though it comes with endings, it also comes with freedom. Chosen one, revelation is never only about endings. It is never just about what must be removed, who must leave, or which doors must close. That is only the first part. True revelation is also about direction. It is the uncovering of where you are being called next, the alignment of your steps with the purpose you were born to fulfill. God doesn't only strip away, He also shows you the path forward. And in this season, you are not just being revealed the truth about others. You are being revealed the truth about yourself and your future. For so long you may have wondered, what is my next step? What am I really meant to do? Where do I belong? These questions have weighed heavily on your spirit, and the silence may have felt unbearable at times. But silence was never absence. It was preparation. God was aligning you internally before He revealed your next move externally. Because without clarity within, you would not be ready to carry the clarity of direction. But now, chosen one, the time has come. The whispers are getting louder. The signs are becoming clearer. The pieces are beginning to connect. Perhaps you've already felt it. A pull towards something new. A spark of inspiration that won't go away. A restlessness that keeps reminding you that you cannot stay where you are. This is revelation. That stirring inside you is not random. It is divine guidance. You are being nudged toward the very path that has been waiting for you. And though it may feel unfamiliar, it will also feel right. That deep sense of knowing, even when you cannot explain it, is proof that God is revealing where your future lies. Revelation often points you toward what you've been overlooking. Sometimes it's a gift you've buried because you didn't think it mattered. Sometimes it's a passion you dismissed because others told you it wasn't practical. Sometimes it's a calling you ignored because fear convinced you it was too big for you. But chosen one, God is bringing it back into focus. He is revealing that the very thing you thought was too small or too unlikely is exactly what He intends to use. That dream that won't leave you, that skill you keep returning to, that vision that keeps resurfacing, it is not by accident. It is revelation of your future. But God doesn't just reveal opportunities. He reveals timing. Sometimes the hardest part of destiny is not knowing when. And chosen one, this is where your faith is tested most. You've been ready for years, yet the door didn't open. You've prepared tirelessly, yet the opportunity didn't arrive. But here's the truth. Revelation is not only about what to do, but also when to do it. The timing of destiny is sacred, and now you are being positioned in perfect alignment. The season of waiting was not wasted. It was synchronized. And now, doors will open not just because you're ready, but because it is the exact time they were meant to open. Chosen one. This is why you must stay sensitive. Pay attention to the nudges in your spirit. Pay attention to the synchronicities that point you toward certain places, people, or ideas. Pay attention to the peace that follows certain decisions and the unrest that follows others. This is how revelation guides you step by step. God doesn't always reveal the entire path at once, but He always reveals enough for your next step. And when you take that step, the next one becomes clear. This is the rhythm of divine guidance. Trust, step, clarity, repeat. You may be tempted to question if you're ready. You may feel unqualified, underprepared, or even overwhelmed. But chosen one, revelation never comes when you are perfect. It comes when you are prepared enough to grow into it. God does not reveal opportunities you cannot carry. He reveals the ones that will stretch you into the fullness of your destiny. That stretching may feel uncomfortable, but it is proof that you are walking in alignment. If it feels bigger than you, that's because it is meant to be carried not in your own strength, but with divine support. And as you step into what is revealed, you will notice how everything begins to align. Resources will appear. People will show up to help you. Doors will open at just the right time. What once felt impossible will now feel undeniable. This is the beauty of revelation. It doesn't just tell you what's next, it provides what's needed for what's next. You will not step into this season empty-handed. You will step into it equipped, empowered, and supported. So, chosen one, release your fear of the unknown. Trust what is being revealed. Follow the whispers, the nudges, the signs, because the very path you've been searching for is already unfolding before you. God is not just showing you who to leave behind. He is showing you where to go. And as you take each step, you will realize that you are not walking into uncertainty. You are walking into destiny. Chosen one, as we come to the end of this message, let this truth settle deep within your spirit. Revelation is not a one-time event, it is a lifestyle. You are stepping into a season where God is not just revealing fragments of the truth, but unveiling entire paths, lifting veils from your eyes, and showing you clearly what you could not see before. Everything you've been through, every heartbreak, every delay, every test has been leading you to this very moment. And now you stand here, not in confusion, not in despair, but in clarity. You are about to see what God has always wanted you to know. This is why your battles were so intense. This is why the silence was so heavy. This is why the waiting felt endless. Because the moment revelation comes, everything changes. Darkness loses its grip when truth is revealed. Lies collapse under the weight of clarity. Confusion dissolves when direction is given. And chosen one, this is what the enemy feared most, that you would awaken to who you are and to the truth of what has been hidden. They could fight you in the shadows, but they cannot stop you once the light has been turned on. And now, the light is here. The revelations unfolding in your life will not only show you what to leave behind, they will also show you who you are becoming. You will see yourself in a new way, not through the lens of fear or failure, but through the lens of destiny. You will realize that you are stronger than the storms you survived, wiser than the battles you endured, and braver than the doubts that haunted you. Revelation is not just about information. It is about transformation. Once you know, you cannot unknow. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Once God reveals, you cannot go back to the version of yourself that lived in the dark. Chosen one, this is your season to step boldly into authority. You are no longer wandering aimlessly, unsure of your path. You are walking with clarity, guided by divine light, protected by unseen forces, and strengthened by every lesson you've learned. The hesitation that once held you back has no power here. The fear that once silenced you cannot touch you now. The doubts that once clouded your vision have dissolved in the light of revelation. You are ready. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything has aligned. And as you step forward, understand this: